maybe some Pali words, right? Okay, so it is very short sutra. It has three things, three very important things in this third section in Anguttara Nikaya. So I think we discussed about one thing, right? In our Wednesday practice. But in this special time, so we are going to do this for all entire 3 months. And this is Pratakaraka Vagga. The first Vagga is Bala Vagga. Bala Vagga means the foolishness. And this Vagga is also very important points that Buddha is showing us. So it says that something to be remembered. So usually we remember many things, especially we remember our birthdays. Sometimes lay people, they remember their wedding days, right? And for some people, they remember their child birthdays. There are so many things to remember. But in this sutra, it's showing us something different for us to remember. Bhikkhus, there are these three places that a head anointed Khattiya king should remember all his life. Khattiya clan, the king that who became a king as from Khattiya clan, called Kshatriya, Kshatriya Vansha. And he remembered the most important things in his life. Number one, the first is the place where he was born. So that is normally we all remember where we were born, right? So the Khattiya also, King Khattiya also remembers where he was born. The second is a place where he was head anointed as a Khattiya king, where he became a king. He nominated as a king. So that is something very important for the king to remember. And the third is the place where having trumpet in battle, he emerged victorious and settled at the head of the battlefield. If the king had a battle, then where the place that he won, the last place that he won, and of course that he remembers that. So those three things, normally Khattiya king, he need to remember. Similarly, Buddha said, so too bhikkhus, there are these three places that bhikkhu should remember all his life. One who become monk, then he needs to remember all his life of those three places, three things. Number one, the first is the place where he shaved off his hair. First day that he shaved his hair. That means the day that he became a monk, home to homelessness, hair to hairless life, right? Having bald-headed, so no longer a hair. He has hair, but he doesn't keep it for long. At least once a month he needs to shave. So that means the day that he became a monk, I think you became a monk too. So hopefully you remember the day, the first day that you shave your hair and then became a monk. The second is place where he understood as it really is. That means the day or the time where he understood of Four Noble Truths. Dukkha, Samudaya, Nirodha, Magga. Four Noble Truths. If you realized Four Noble Truths, that is something we need to remember when and where we understood the real nature of the Dhamma, the real teachings of the Dhamma, the reality of the Dhamma, the base of the Dhamma is Four Noble Truths. So, sometimes when someone is not understanding the teachings of the Buddha, and all of a sudden he understood the Dhamma. And before he was struggling to learn and practice and to understand the Dhamma. Finally, one day, and he became wise. And he understood everything. Just like Lord Buddha, he sat under the Bodhi tree and he had strong determination. Even my body turned into a part, withered away. I would not stand from this seat without became enlightened one. So he had that strong determination. So he remembers. He remembered the day that he became Lord Buddha, enlightened one. That's why he mentioned Āloka Udapādi, Vijja Udapādi. So that is something that he remembered. Because he was trying to become enlightened. And finally, he became enlightened Buddha under the Bodhi tree. That is a turning point. That is a special moment. Very insightful time. Very important point. Not only for the Lord Buddha, and the day that he became enlightened one is the most important day for all of us. Otherwise, we are not here. I mean, we are not, as Buddhists, we are not practicing the Buddha Dhamma. Therefore, that is the most important day for all of us. So, when we understand the reality, the suffering. So if we understand this is suffering, this is origin of suffering, and this is cessation of the suffering, and this is really leading to overcoming suffering. Dukkha, suffering, samudaya, the origin of suffering, Nirodha, the cessation of suffering, Nirodhagamini Patipada, the way leading to overcoming suffering. What we call Four Noble Truths, 4 steps. So that is something bhikkhu should remember. And third thing that bhikkhu should remember is place where he eradicated all the taints, all the asava. The day that he eradicated all the taints, no more defilements in the mind. So he eradicated all the taints, all the defilements. So that is something you should remember. And he realized for himself with direct knowledge in this very life, the taintless liberation of mind. Taintless liberation of mind. And liberation by wisdom. And having entered upon it, dwell in it, these are the 3 places that bhikkhu should remember all his life. Or this is for the holy people, or this is for someone who's really practicing the real Dhamma. That is something they all remember. For some people who are not holy, who are not doing right things, who are misconducting all sense faculties, and those people, they remember something different. They remember the day that they may be, for the monks, they remember the day that they disrobe, or he disrobed, right? Or for the lay people, sometimes they remember the day that they hurt someone. Or for some people, they think that he had an enemy, and the day that I kill my enemy, those things can be remembered by unwise people, foolish people. But wise people, they remember something, what he learned, what he practiced, how he practiced, what he gained, and the freedom of mind, liberation of mind, cheto vimukti. Those things can be remembered by wise. For unwise, they remembered all kind of bad actions. So for the monks or the lay people, we all need to remember something very valuable in our lives. Something holy, something wholesome, something important, productive, or beneficial for many. Those are the things that we all need to remember. If we help someone, so we need to remember that such and such day, I help such and such people. And those things that we need to remember, because we don't keep any rooms for us to remember something what we did for someone, or something what we call unwholesome actions. we all need to remember something very important and productive in our lives. So this is totally is different concept that Buddha pointing out. To be remembered. But he gave a simile as a Kattiya king. What is very important for the Kattiya king? What is very important? Because it is very important for him to remember his birthday, the day that he became a king, and the day that he won the battle. So those things are important for the king. But for us, it is very important the day that we became a monk, homeless to homelessness, the day that we became home to homelessness. The day that we studied and learned and practiced Dhamma, realized the Four Noble Truth. The day that we eradicated all the taints, defilements, kilesa. Those are the things that we always need to remember. Any questions about it? No questions? Okay, if not question, what we can do is practice our regular meditation. Seems like outside raining. Ekayanu ayang bhikkhave maggo sattanang visuttiya soka pariddevanang samatikkamaya dukkha domanassanang attangamaya nyayassa adhigamaya Nibbānassa saccikiriyāya. In this very serene moment, we all are gathering here to focus our mind and body to realize and analyze the real nature of the body and the mind. Without focusing the mind and body, we are unable to realize the real nature of the body, the real nature of the mind. Mind is naturally luminous at the beginning. But adventitious defilements make this mind to pollute. Therefore, the Buddha's recommendation is we need to use these mindful techniques to safeguard in the mind 6 sense spaces, and use these mindful techniques to remove all the taints and defilements which are already in the mind. So one thing is we need to safeguard in 6 sense bases that make sure external objects not getting in. External object means that which makes the mind pollute. Some external object can be purified the mind. For example, like seeing the Buddha image, your mind turn into calm and relaxed, and you are able to recall all great qualities of the Buddha. When you are reading texts of teachings, and you are able to understand the real teachings of the Buddha, and that object makes mind happy and to keep in happy state because of wholesome objects that we are taking in. But naturally, the mind is always trying to absorb unwholesome objects more than wholesome objects flowing into mind. Unwholesome objects are flowing into mind. So therefore we need to put effort to safeguarding the 6 sense spaces and use these techniques to remove or eradicate all unnecessary objects from the mind. Therefore, he recommended for us to practice mindful meditation. Mindful meditation is able to purify ourselves. This is the way for us to purify ourselves. Ekānoyam bhikkhave maggo sattānaṁ visuddhiyā. Soka pariddavānaṁ samatikkamāya. We are able to overcome soka parideva. Sorrow and lamentation. Dukkha domanassanam attangamaya, the physical and mental sufferings that we are able to overcome. Nyaya sadhigamaya, to gain wisdom. Nibbanasa satchikiriyaya, to realizing of nirvana. His recommendation is very simple. Kāye kāyanupassī viharati, looking at the body as body. Vedanasu vedananupassī viharati, looking at feelings as feelings. Chitte chittanupassī viharati, looking at mental objects as mental objects. Dhamme dhamma anupassī viharati, looking at Dhamma as Dhamma. This is all about our mind and body. Kaya means our body. Feelings, that also in our body. Mental objects are in our mind. The Dhamma also within us. So, foundations of mindfulness all are in our body. Top to top, this body has all those four foundations of mindfulness. We can find Kaya from my own body. From our own body. We can find feelings from our own body. We can find mental objects from our own body. We can find Dhamma in our body. Therefore, it is very simple for us to understand this four foundations of mindfulness. We don't have to worry about external world. We always need to worry about our internal world, ourselves. We don't have to worry about suns and moons, sky and all other. We need to worry about top to top this body. This top to top this body creates sufferings, creates happiness. This top to top this body turn into a criminalist. This top to top this body turn into a real human being, helping person, supporting person, generous person, kind person, compassionate one. And also from top to top, this body makes angry person, jealous one, who's having delusions, hatred, greediness. All these can be found from this body. Generosity, compassion, equanimous attitudes, all these can be found from this body. So therefore, Buddha is asking or telling us to watch the body, see the body. Starting with breath. The breathing going on all the time, but our mind is not connecting with breath. When we are connecting our mind with breath, we are able to see the rhythm of breath, the short breath and the long breath. How is breathing going on? How the air going through the nostril to lungs and filling the lungs and returning and empty the lungs. We can see all these in details. If we bring mind and body together, if we connect mind and breath together, then we are able to see all these nature of breath. Otherwise, breathing is going on, but our mind is not connecting with breath. The mind is running here and there. So therefore, the first step is focusing breath. And then develop mindfulness by focusing in and out breath. Then continue with all other actions while we are sitting, standing, lying down or walking. We need to use mindfulness. And use mindfulness for clear comprehension. For whatever we do, all actions we need to be counted. Looking at repulsiveness of the body, looking at 4 elements and the 9 charnel grounds. There is a complete section of Kaya Anupassana. And feelings. Mental objects. And Dhamma. Now let us start with breath. If you are experienced meditators, you can practice any object that comes to your mind. It can be Dhamma object. It can be feeling subject. It can be repulsiveness of the body. It can be 4 elements, it can be charnel ground. So, but we can start with breath and continue to practice in and out breathing.